Hey there, welcome to VCode's 100 Days of Coding Challenge. Today is day 9 and let's see the question number 1. The question is, you are required to implement a Java program that demonstrates the usage of object class and object cloning. So here we need to create a simple class with a method that showcases the object class's functionalities. So here we have seen something called object class, so we'll see about it. So the description is given, write a Java program with a class that overrides the toString method from the object class. Also, we need to implement a method to clone an object and print its details. So we can see here they are talking about an object class, and also we need to clone an object. Okay, so there is no particular input format required, and the output is we have to print the original object details as well as the cloned object details. So this program is about cloning an object in Java. So how do we clone an object? So what is object class first of all? Object class in Java is actually the root class of all the classes. So whenever we create any class in Java, there is one class which is object, and every class will be inheriting all the properties of the object class, like the parent class. So that class is having the methods like toString, clone method, and etc. There are few more methods which object class has, and here we need to create a class and we need to override this toString method from that object class, also the clone method, to clone an object of that class. So let us see. So what is basically cloning here? Cloning means just making a copy of something, and in this context we are creating the copy of the object. So this is the original object and we are cloning it, that is the duplicate of it. So now let me create a Java file and name it as clone.java, as this question is about cloning. And we have got the file. So now I'll write the main method here. This is the main class here. So now I'll create another class, which is, let me name it as my class. Okay, I have written my class here. So as I have to create objects for this class, I will write two fields. One is integer, let me name it as num. Another one is a string, so let me name it as str. So to initialize these values, I have to create the constructor for this class, which is my class. Then I will pass these int num and string str. I will use this keyword to initialize the values, which we had already seen many times previous videos. This dot str equals str. Okay, the constructor is done. So now it's time for us to override the method of toString. So here I will write override. So this toString method which I am talking about is a method present in the object class. So I have told you already about the object class. So this toString method actually prints us the details about the object. So if we don't override this here, by default if we call the toString method, it will first print the class name followed by @ symbol and some hexadecimal code. These are the object details which this toString method will print by default. But here I am overriding it and I am going to change the format in which it will display the details about the object. So I will write the method which is public. The return type will be a string, the details about the object, and then the name of the method is toString. Okay, so I have written the method public string toString. So now, what I have to return here is, I will return object. So let me directly write number plus is the num, and then I will print it is a string plus str. That's it. So I'm going to print number which is num and the str. So these are the object details which we have. So now we also have the method called clone method. Even that one we need to override here. So actually this clone method in object class is protected. So we had already seen about the access modifiers, right? So if there is a protected keyword and we are trying to override it or we are going to use it, that means this method must be a child class of that. Here I need to implement the clonable interface. there is an interface called clonable which must be implemented, else we are going to get an exception. I'll tell you about that exception now. Here the public, the return type of the clone is an object, right? The object type is of my class. Then the method name is clone. So this clone method, as I told, it can throw an exception. So we have to write it throws and clone not supported exception. So this is the exception which it will throw if we are not implementing the clonable interface here, because we cannot use the clone method directly because it is protected in the object class. Okay, so now here what I am going to return is, so the return type is my class, and then I am going to use the clone method present inside the parent class. So I am going to access that using super keyword, to super.clone. So this super keyword is beneficial if we want to access the methods present in the parent class. So invokes the parent class method. Now we had created the object which is of the type my class. Okay, so we had written the two methods, toString and the clone. Now it's time for us to initialize the details. First of all, create an object for my class. For my class, so let me name it as ob1 equals new my class. Let me give it as first object number 1, and let me write it as hello world. Okay, so I have created an object ob1. So now let me, so as here we have some exceptions throwing, so it's better for us to write it in try catch block. So try, and if there is an exception, what is the exception we have? So we have to catch the exception clone not supported, and I have created an object E. So if that exception occurs, I need to print what is causing that exception. So this print stack trace will be printing the details about that exception. Okay, and now in this try block, I am going to print out, first of all, let me print the original object details. Original object details. Plus, I am going to directly call here original. So I have named that as ob1, right? ob1. And in the next line, I am going to create another object which is clone, which is also of type class. So let me name it as clone equals ob1.clone. Simple. I have cloned the object ob1 using the clone method and stored it in the cloned variable. Now I am going to print the details about that cloned object. So cloned object details, and here I am going to print the details about clone. So I can directly call the clone here. So that's it. I have implemented here clonable interface, and I've also written the exceptions. If for suppose if I haven't written this clonable interface, so first of all let me run the file and show you. So javac clone.java, java clone. So you can see I have got the original object details which is 1 and hello world, and the clone object details are also exactly the same. But if I remove this implements clonable, let us see how this try catch block handles the exception. So I have written javac, then compile the file. So you can see here I have got here whenever I tried to create the clone, so java.lang.clone not supported exception is arise, and now we can see that it's not possible to create the clone because we haven't implemented the clonable interface. That's how this works. In this video, we have seen how to clone an object in Java. That's it for this video. Do follow the 100 Days of Coding Challenge by VCode. Thank you for watching.